Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is where we share real Reddit stories that dive into family trauma, hard choices, and moments that stay with you for life. Before we begin, take a second to like, follow, and share. And as you listen, think about what you would have done in this situation. In today's story, I chose a new family at 13, and my mother said I abandoned her. My mother was a single mom. She had various boyfriends, one husband, coming in and out of our lives. Drug addiction, alcoholism, all of it. When I was 13, we were living in a single room in a house out in the desert. My older sister had already moved out. One day, my mom simply told me, "We're moving." No explanation. We shared that one room. Most of our belongings were in storage. I didn't even know the man who owned the house. I think his name was Mike. About a week later, I came home and found my mom on the couch, barely conscious. I tried to wake her up, but she wouldn't respond. I went to call an ambulance, but there was no phone in our room. In the living room, Mike was on the phone. I told him it was an emergency. He ignored me. Then he refused to let me use the phone. So I ran to the nearest grocery store and used a payphone. I was panicking so badly I couldn't remember the address. I called one of my mom's friends, and she said she'd handle it. By the time she arrived, the ambulance had already taken my mom to the hospital. She left the hospital against medical advice. She never contacted her friend, and she never came for me. Even now, I don't know what actually happened. Sometimes she said it was an overdose, other times a stroke. She lies often. I doubt I'll ever know the truth. After a few weeks, her friend told me I couldn't stay anymore. My sister couldn't take me in either. My aunts and uncle, who I hadn't seen in over a year, agreed to take me in. I arrived with nothing but the clothes I was wearing and a duffel bag. A few days later, they offered to adopt me. I said yes. About a month later, my mother showed up. I waited in another room while she argued with my uncle. Then she came in and told me to pack my things. We were leaving. I ran into the backyard. I told her I wanted to stay, that when she had a job and a stable place, I'd come back. She said I was abandoning her, that she'd never been good enough for me. Then she gave me an ultimatum. Either I go with her, or I never see her again. I stayed. Years later, when I was 15, she sent me a long letter about how she forgave me for abandoning her. I tore it up and threw it away. In my opinion, this person is not the jerk. A child choosing safety isn't betrayal, it's survival. Parents are responsible for their children, not the other way around. And setting boundaries doesn't make you cruel. Sometimes it's the only way to heal. And on to our next Reddit story. My family betrayed me, so I got revenge in the best way possible. Around a decade ago, I, 33M, founded a small tech startup. I poured everything I had into it: time, money, and countless sleepless nights. Slowly but surely, the company grew into a successful business. I was proud of what I had built from scratch. Everything seemed to be going well. Until my younger sister, Sarah, 29 out of Force, graduated from a prestigious business school. My parents had always favored Sarah, constantly praising her and putting her on a pedestal. After she graduated, they started pushing for her to join my company, convinced she had the business acumen to take it to new heights. At first, I welcomed her involvement. Family is family, right? And she did bring some innovative ideas to the table. But it didn't take long for things to change. Sarah began making decisions without consulting me. She was charming, persuasive, and before I realized it, she had won over several key members of my team. Then came the ultimate betrayal. During a family dinner, my parents casually announced their plan to transition leadership of the company to Sarah. They believed she was better suited to lead it into the future. I was stunned. This was my company, built with my blood, sweat, and tears, and they were trying to take it away from me. I tried to reason with them, but they were firm. In their eyes, Sarah was the future, and I was expected to step aside. Hurt and betrayed, I knew I couldn't let that happen. I began planning my next move. I knew the company inside and out, including its strengths and its vulnerabilities. Quietly, I started transferring the most valuable contracts and assets to a new entity I had created. I made sure our top clients and best talent were on board. Then, one day, while Sarah and my parents were busy plotting their takeover, I made my move. I announced my resignation and revealed that I had started a new company, taking the strongest parts of the old one with me. They were stunned, furious, but there was nothing they could do. The groundwork had already been laid. The new company thrived, and I never looked back. As for the original business, it struggled without its core team and key clients. In the end, my family's betrayal backfired spectacularly. So, that's the story. I built a company from nothing, faced betrayal from the people I trusted most, and turned it all around. It makes you wonder, if family can't support you, who can you really rely on? What would you have done in my shoes? Let me know in the comments. Let's start the conversation. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more unbelievable real-life tales.